Sayyidi, you emphasized building character over memorizing many hadiths. Why is there so much focus on public debates instead of personal character development? Please forgive our lack of adab.
External people, that's all they want to do. They learn two things and they want to insult and challenge other people, and they think that this would make Prophet to be happy. Doesn't validate themselves, and that doesn't make Prophet happy, because there's no hadith that they were doing this. This behaviour was not something done, and they could have been doing it at that time but they didn't do that. So this system of working on the outside for people and trying to convince people to come to Islam when you're not really convinced you're in Islam yet, because these people change every week and evolve into something different. So how many years it'll take you to understand if you're really in Islam? Well, that time we should have been working on ourselves. Just because you accept it doesn't mean you have faith. So your acceptance into Islam and you come into Islam means now you have years to work upon yourself and fight your own devils. And that should be a time in which people build themselves. The tariqah comes and teaches, build yourself, you don't have to deal with going out trying to bring other people. You just have to convince yourself that you're going to stay in this reality and that your ego's not going to flip you and throw you out. External people, they don't even think like that. So with bad character they go out and begin to agitate and bother people. Now look what it's doing. So in the UK the people, local people are so angered by it, they protest on the streets that they want all of these Muslims kicked out. Why? Because you keep going to the park and angering people, insulting their faith, insulting their religion, their home. You're in their home as a guest. So everything in these days is very backward. You know, when you're a guest in someone's home you speak nicely. They don't even do that as a guest, means they have no adab. If these people are invited to a Muslim person's home, they enter the home and make every bad comment. They say, oh this is kufr. We've had them in our masjid. They walk in and say, this kufr, this is this. Say, is this the adab that the Prophet taught you? To open your mouth or to make 70 excuses for your brother, talk very politely, accept whatever is given to you, and a guest is a guest of Allah. If they don't do that even to a Muslim person's home, imagine what they're doing into someone else's country. Why do they open their mouth? Why do they go out and take the abuse of the rights they have? They don't have these rights in Muslim countries to go out on the street and scream and yell and shout and say everything that they want. So it means that Islam is the obedience, ati Allah, ati Rasul, ulul amri minkum. Whoever Allah gave an authority, you have to stand and listen to that authority. So if the nation was run by tariqas, they would have taught all the people, no, don't do these things, it's not nice. And people would have appreciated the Muslim population being amongst them as good and kind and people who reflect upon themselves and not trying to impose their faith onto everything and everyone forcefully and debating in parks and making everybody to be angered until they become so angry they want to throw everyone out. So these are not acceptable. In some areas they have now a huge controversy. They buy a huge area and they say they want to make a Sharia community. That's not acceptable. You're not allowed to enter into somebody's country and make your country within their country. You have to abide by the law of that land and you don't impose your religious laws in their country. And we've given examples before, like you get a job at Home Depot and in the paint aisle you sell your own paint. You buy a discount somewhere, your paint, get your job, put your badge, go in the aisle of paint and you set up your booth and now everyone who's coming to get their paint, you sell your paint. How you can do like that? So this is not this law. When you do like that you agitate outside people, and they agitate until they want to throw everybody out. Again the tariqah shaykhs wouldn't allow that. The tariqah shaykh says, no, your job is to live in a candy store and don't touch the candy. Means live everywhere, live amongst the people, kharwa dar anjuman. Look on the ground, keep your way, keep your zikr, keep your practices and be a light for people. If Allah has you in a community, it was to spread light as an example of your khuluq and your character. Not that you gather into one corner and you keep yourselves to yourselves and become something strange and frightening to people. Then what was that for da'wah? Our life is da'wah, is to spread the word by our character. When people are fed up with bad things, they should look to people who believe with their good character and how they're amongst the people, and it attracts people towards light and towards goodness. We're not here to Arabise people, that was important. Now you see oppression coming, they're not interested in all having Arab names and Arab clothes and reciting and everything in Arabic, because it seems like a dominion of Arab wave is flowing, and that's not the correctness. That's not what happened in Pakistan and that's not what happened in India. Whatever came, they didn't change their shalwar kameez. They didn't put kifah and everybody became Arab. So no, that wasn't the purpose, and those again were strong with tariqah. So we bring the beauty of Islam but we will adapt it to our language and our cultures and bring it in, and people will not even notice the difference. And they'll think that this is how it's always been or how it is all over the world. This is the beauty of Islam, and this is how Islam migrated everywhere. So again, in these Western countries that's the importance. So that people in different parts, they're not frightened that, oh here come all the Arabs. No, it's not about Arab. It's about the beauty of the religion and the immensity of how to refine and define the culture. There's a culture of Islam with its beauty, with its lights and with its realities, inshaAllah.